We're recording? Okay, yes, we are. We are recording. All right. This is episode 23 of the podcast. And in this episode, I kind of just wanted to give an update about where I am emotionally, where I am at with this podcast, and kind of lessons that I've learned within the last couple of weeks. As you guys probably know, I've been in a weird place emotionally where it just feels as though there are a lot of people who have gotten access to me who feel like they want to take advantage of that access to me. Whether they have my phone number and they're incessantly texting me because they feel as though, hey, I have her phone number, so I'm just going to continue to hit her up. Or just, people making urgency of things that, or just people not respecting my time or my energy, quite frankly. And it's just across the board been happening, whether it's somebody talking shit about me being responsible for some shit that I'm really not responsible for, or somebody talking shit about me and my beliefs as if they know who I am. It's just, there's been a lot of negativity out there, and I've been feeling it, especially as an empath. I've been feeling that energy, like, oh my God, it's very overwhelming and draining and frustrating. So I've been trying to disconnect. Just, things have been happening that have, at the end of the day, I'm trying to create a movement. I'm trying to create something beautiful, putting something positive out there into the world. And a lot of the times, especially now in these times, people need that. People really genuinely need that sort of energy, especially now. And so I get that people feel very connected to me and they feel as though they can relate to me and things like that. But at the same time, there also has to be that barrier, and so I've been struggling the last couple of weeks trying to find that barrier, trying to find my happiness. And I've been reading all these self-help books. I'm always into self-help books. I literally have a stack in the corner of my room. If you're watching me on video, I'm pointing to it right now. I have a stack of fucking, I wish I could show this pile of books on top of literally a pile of tarot card things that, I'm into all that shit. So I'm into the self-help, help yourself, self-accountability shit. And a very common theme in those books, when they say if you're trying to build some sort of mass movement or you're trying to create something, or you're trying to build something, the best thing that, or genuinely, if you just need some positivity in your life, whatever you put out into the universe is what you get back. And so the Be the Change challenge isn't just selfless, doing selfless kind acts for other people, whether that's, and I have so many ideas, especially for the holiday seasons, what we could, like, each month could be a different theme, and just my wheels are turning with that, right? And so I fuck it. I think this might have to be episode 2021. I might have to make this episode 21. Anyway, this is how my brain works. I might just literally upload this as soon as I'm done recording. I don't know. We'll see. This is how much I'm shooting from the hip, though. Like, you guys are literally listening to me shoot from the hip. What was I going to say? Oh, so as much as it's wonderful being selfless and giving back to other people, strangers or whatever, I've heard so many stories of how when you do that, you open up this, you're opening yourself up to this energy that is of abundance. And so when you give back, you get back. And I feel as though when you're getting back and you feel abundant, it's just this vicious, not vicious, it's this beautiful cycle of energy that you put yourself into. You know, you put yourself into this cycle of giving and receiving. And that's another reason why I want to do this Be the Change challenge and put it out there so that people can see how good it feels to give back. It's almost addicting. I went yesterday, I paid for a woman's gas that I didn't know. She was behind me in line. I paid for her gas. Trump supporter. And now, not to be political or anything like that, but I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm just not. I don't hate other Trump supporters. I will absolutely politically debate you in an intelligent, amicable way. But I don't I'm not blocking people out here if they support Trump. So please don't fucking block me if you know that I don't support Trump. But she had a Trump hat and she had Trump bumper stickers. She was like on the Trump train, And normally her and I would probably not cross paths any other fucking way. But I saw her online and it was like a gift from God. It was like a message from the universe that said, hey, you're trying to pay it forward. You're out here looking for somebody to pay it forward to. This is your first person. This is the person you need to pay it forward to. Somebody that you don't agree with. Somebody that you wouldn't necessarily probably have ever had a conversation with in life because you're probably she was an older woman. Like, where would we have ever crossed paths other than at that gas station, yesterday? And in that moment, when I paid for her gas and I paid for, her gas to be filled, not once did she look at me and say, hey, who are you voting for? It didn't matter. It didn't matter at that moment who I was voting for, who she was voting for, who we both were voting for. It didn't matter at all because we were just two human beings relating over gas. You know what I'm saying? And that was all that we needed to relate over. And the moral of the story, I know I say the moral of the story all the time, but there is always a moral of my story. There's a method to my madness. It's that if you're feeling like shit, if you're feeling like absolute cow dookies, for whatever reason in life, if you're out here not feeling the energy of some shit or whatever, the best thing that you can do isn't to close yourself off and become selfish and be cold and this and that. The best thing you can do for yourself is to give back. Because when you give back into the universe, you get back. When you put that energy out there, you're saying, hey, I'm open to receiving as well. I'm open to feeling abundant. When you hold on to everything, when you hold on to what you have and you don't want to share it, guess what? Nobody's going to want to share with you, It's the whole reason why you guys see me right now sharing my stories and sharing other people's stories and just giving to you energetically in this way, in the best way that I know how. And you guys see that and feel as though I'm giving something of such great importance to you that you guys are willing to support me on this journey. And that whole relationship is just based on gratitude from both ends, because I'm grateful to you and you're grateful to me. And I feel like we can't be out here being grateful if we're being stingy or we're being greedy and selfish, selfish in the sense that we're not expending our energy or our time, whatever it is that you have. If you don't have money, that's fine. My friend Tabitha Key sent me a fucking card in the mail for Halloween. Do you think, and the card probably cost $1, $2, whatever it was. Do you think I'm sitting here like, oh, she only spent $2 on me? No, the card is wonderful. It made my day because she thought of me, a stranger, essentially, somebody she does not know. You know what I'm saying? So that's the depth behind the Be the Change challenge. It's not just going to change somebody else's day. It's going to change yours, you know? And I had to really feel that on my own yesterday, because lately I've been overwhelmed, and lately it's been like, oh my God, can I just get a fucking minute? Like, I'm not at everybody's goddamn disposal, you know? And that's how I've been feeling lately, is like people just feel as though I'm here on a leash to be a circus animal. And so I said, you know what? I don't want to sit here in this energy. I don't want to dwell in this feeling. I want to do something that feels good for me, something that I look forward to, something that is going to make me happy. And yesterday, when I paid for that woman's gas, today, when I paid for that person's, I didn't think it was a female, when I paid for her Starbucks in line at the drive-thru, it made me feel as though I made a difference. And that was motivation enough for me to continue going, and for me to step back and be like, you know what? This is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing this. While I know and still understand that I'm not at other people's disposal, it put me back into a good vibration. And that was enough for me to continue moving forward. And I think it's even more, talking about yesterday about the Trump supporter, and how we're on completely different sides of the aisle. You know, we're on completely different sides of history. And that's completely okay. It's okay. Because we all have our own experiences in life, right? But doing that for somebody that you don't know, and you outwardly can see that your viewpoints in such a polarized political climate are complete opposites. We'd be marching for two totally different things, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Doesn't make her a bad person, doesn't make me a bad person. To do something for somebody that you would never normally befriend or agree with, it makes it that much more meaningful, you know? Because at the end of the day, it's fucking easy. And I mean this. It is easy to be around yes men who want to blow smoke up your ass every day and tell you how beautiful you are. And as I'm speaking, I'm looking out my window and I see a butterfly flying past my window. So it must be true. It must be a sign. But it's fucking easy to just continue to put yourself around people who have the same beliefs and the same attitudes and the same feelings about you, and who are going to constantly prop you up. And while you want people like that in your life that are going to build you up and that are going to truly see the light in you, you don't want anybody in your life that's going to suck and drain the energy out of you. It is easy to be around those people. It's easy to love those people. It's easy to show love to those people because they show it to you. What's hard is swallowing your pride and swallowing your viewpoints or whatever the fuck it is that's dividing you or separating you from somebody else, and just showing love to that person. It's easy to fight hate with hate. It is easy to get pissed off at somebody who's assuming some shit about you on social media when they know nothing of you other than a 15-second video. You know, and I'll tell you that story if you don't know. The other day, this week's been weird, I'm telling you. The other fucking day, and I have many lessons of this has been the theme. You just got to pay attention. You can see the theme, the lesson that the universe is trying to teach you. So here's one of the lessons that I learned, or one of the stories to coincide with the lesson. I posted a video on TikTok, a funny video of straight girl here, lesbian here. I was about to go for the lesbian, and I got smacked out of the way. It was a funny video. I'm sure if you're watching this, you've seen it. If not, go to my TikTok and scroll down and you'll see it eventually. It was basically a video about me saying that I like, me admitting to constantly falling for straight girls most of the time. And the caption on the video said, "This is how my brain works." It wasn't anything that had to do with predatory, like I only go after straight girls. It's just I tend to fall for them. So naturally, that was what the video was about. And somebody saw that video and made a response to it, basically assuming that I was perpetuating a negative message, basically saying that it's okay to hit on straight girls even though they're straight. Basically, she was like, it's the same thing as saying, as a guy walking up to a female who's notably outwardly not looking for anything, but he's basically not forcing himself, but like, kind of overstepping the boundary. It's the same thing. Why are you perpetuating this negative stereotype, yada yada, this negative image? So I saw it, the video was sent to me, and I was like, honey, no, you're not gonna assume shit about me, because that ain't who I am. So I made a video response to her, basically saying, you took a 15-second video that nowhere in the video I ever said that I go after or hit on or actively seek out straight girls. Not anywhere in the video did I say that or imply that. You took that 15-second video and really just ran with it like that without DMing me, like without doing anything. And so I was pissed. Like, I saw it and I felt attacked. I was pissed off and I was like, what the fuck, bro? You don't know me. You don't know obviously you don't know my platform if you think that that's what I stand for. You've never seen a podcast, So like, that was my mind state. And of course, the energy between the two of us at that point, she came at me with some, condescending, accusatory energy. And I came back at her with a defensive, like, whoa, you're assuming energy. And then, I guess people started talking shit about her in my comments. Maybe people messaged her, you know what I mean? My followers messaged her and were saying things. And then I saw a comment on my video of somebody saying, hey, I understand your frustration, but she doesn't deserve to be personally attacked. And so I responded to that comment, and I was like, still in that energy of like, fuck that, like that was me. I was still in that energy of like, no, fuck that. Like, not that I ever felt that she deserved to be personally attacked, but I basically was like, I'm not the daddy of TikTok, as much as, females would like to call me daddy, the daddy of TikTok. I'm not the fucking daddy of TikTok. We're all adults here. If somebody's choosing to go fucking troll her, I didn't tell them to do that. They're doing that on their own accord. I can't fucking monitor everybody. I'm not the whole monitor or daddy of TikTok. Still true. Still a true fucking statement. But at the same time, as an quote, I'm going to say this in quotes if you're listening, as an influencer, I hate that word, on TikTok, or a creator with a big platform, I do have a responsibility to lead by example. I was not personally attacking her, you know what I'm saying? But I do have to understand that if I'm going to make a video calling somebody else out, expect that the troops are going to swarm. And they did. And so I made a video in response to that person saying, like, you know what? She shouldn't have made a video fucking accusing me or assuming, and maybe on a public forum. And if she had a problem with something I said, and I'm right in saying this, if she had a problem with something I said or did in a video and was offended by it and wanted to get my viewpoints before making a video, assuming like she knew where I stood, then by all means, she could have DM'd me and we could have had an adult conversation amicably together. It just seemed as though she was making the video to get herself some attention. And so attention she got, but it wasn't good attention, And that was my stance. That is still my stance. if you come across a video that you don't like on TikTok or whatever platform, and you're assuming, and there's very little context in the video, it's a 15-second video and there's very little context in the video, and you take that 15-second video and you assume all of this shit, and then go ahead, instead of DMing that person or maybe asking, hey, how do you feel about this? You fucking assume and make a video, then don't expect to be responded to in a respectful way, because you didn't respect what I was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Not that I disrespected her, because I didn't. But I'm not going to come to you in a, hey, let's talk this out way, because that's not how you came at me. I'm going to match your fucking energy. That's it, you know? And so I did. And then the person that the second person that I responded to, who said, you know, no, she doesn't deserve to get hate or anything like that, wrote back and was like, check your DMs on Instagram. And I could tell she wasn't coming at me in an attacking way, in an offensive way. She was just like trying to diffuse the situation, and I saw that. So I checked my DMs, and she was like, dude, I totally understand. Like, she was very nice. I totally understand where you're coming from and your frustration, but I could tell you she's a good person. She didn't mean to come at you in any sort of left, right, jab sort of way. And so that energy diffused me a little bit, and I was like, listen, it's never my intention for anybody to get hate on any platform. That is not the vibe or energy that I'm trying to put forth into this world. You know, if anything, I'm trying to get rid of that and kind of drown it out with some positivity. I did feel attacked. I had a human response to that, and I responded by making a video toward her, to her, addressing it. And so I then reached out to this girl, the girl who made the video, and I said, listen, if you've been receiving hate or anything like that, at this point she had taken the video down, which I didn't even care. You don't have to take it down. You know what I mean? If that's your opinion, that's your opinion. But at this point she was like, you know, you all can stand down. I took the video down, this and that, right? So I reached out to her and I said, you know, I do not condone bullying. I don't condone personally attacking anybody. That's just not how I roll. If you were personally attacked by my followers, then I apologize and take full responsibility for that. And, you know, I would never want you to be harmed or anything like that. And that's how I started. I was like, listen, we have to have a conversation. I said, if you want, this is a teachable moment for me and for you. If you want, you and I could literally have this conversation on my podcast together, you know, and we can talk and you know, whatever, hash it out or whatever you want to do on my podcast, have a Zoom call, you know. I was like, essentially, I think you and I are on the same side as far as our viewpoints. I agree with you with that toxic masculinity like shit. I can't stand it. I can't stand the predatory butch lesbians who think they can bag every straight girl. That's not who I am. I just so happen to befriend straight girls and fall for them. Like, it's just happened in the past. You know what I mean? And essentially, like, I end up getting hurt anyway. So needless to say, that was how I led. My energy shifted and changed very quickly. And I think that's another thing too. We have to be open to our energy shifting. And then she came to me and she apologized. She was like, I did not mean any harm in that. I know how I came off. I know that, you know, I used your video as the example and I shouldn't have, because I know that's not what you meant. And now I know that I was triggered by the video because of past things that had happened in my life. And that's another thing, another lesson. You don't know what anybody else has gone through in the past. You don't know what people have been through that brought them to their belief systems or brought them to feeling the way that they feel or their reactions to certain things. Lesson number 2. So we were talking, and long story a little bit shorter. we're on good terms now. I took both videos responding to both people down about the drama, and I ended up making another video tagging her saying, listen, I don't want to perpetuate negativity. That's not what I'm about. Go show her love instead. And you know what? The two videos that I had made that were drama, they were getting traction. They were getting lots of views, might have honestly even gone viral. And I didn't care. I made the videos private and put that third video up telling everybody to go show her love. And that video didn't get as much traction as the other two videos were getting. It didn't matter to me because that's the message that I want to put out, And so that was a lesson in how impactful it can be to break bread and make amends with somebody who has genuinely pissed you the fuck off. That not everybody who pisses you the fuck off is meaning to piss you the fuck off. Not everybody who pisses you the fuck off should remain in that category of shit stain. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people just piss you off because they jump a gun, because something triggered them, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And then they have a gut reaction, to which case you have a gut reaction, and it's a chain reaction, and it continues. Then that person fucks up your day because something fucked up their day, and then because now you're in that mood of your day being fucked up, you're gonna go and probably inadvertently fuck somebody else's day up. You know what I mean? It's like, when we have the opportunity to stop that cycle, we should. I'll tell you another story that happened this same week. And that's why it's been overwhelming too, because just a lot of shit has been going on. Like, social media can get a little bit fucking negative sometimes. I love it though. I really do. Overall love this shit. But there can be a lot of bad actors on social media. So, to say the very fucking least. So, needless to say, I had got a text message from somebody that I connected with on social media. And she was like, I bet by now you've heard what's going on, this and that. Everybody hates me. You're going to hate me now, this and that. And, honestly, at the time, I didn't know what the fuck was happening. It was Saturday. I didn't know what the fuck was happening. I don't get involved. I don't seek this shit out and watch for the drama. Like, that's just not my shift. Niche. What's that word? I've been looking for the shift. I don't know. It's a fucking word that means, like, that's not my thing. It's not my shit, So we'll use shit for right now, until somebody can realize what the fuck word I'm looking for and give it to me. It's just not my thing to engage in drama or watch people's lives talking about drama. Like, I don't care. I'm going to watch Harry Potter and go to sleep, or read a fucking book and go to sleep. Like, that's where I'm at. That's, it's just not, it's just not what I do. So I had no idea what the fuck was going on. And honestly, I just I saw the text message. I was like, not even going to engage right now at this very moment. I'll answer it when I wake up. I was like half asleep anyway. I just passed out. So I woke up and I was like, what is going on right now? I texted the person. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? And she was like, can you call me? So I called her and we got on the phone, and she told me that some person within the community, in the TikTok, lesbian community, follows me, follows Rhea, follows Amber, killed herself, overdosed. And this was somebody that this person was in contact with regularly and was very much so trying to get access to Rhea, wanting access. Not like as if her life depended on it, but just like was a fan of Rhea. So this person was trying to connect the two of them, and I guess Rhea didn't respond or whatever, right? And the girl ended up killing herself, which had, again, nothing to do with Rhea not answering her DMs. But this person had made comments basically not alluding, but it could have it got misconstrued, I guess, to where it seemed as though she was alluding to the fact that it was Rhea's responsibility to this person to reach back out so that maybe she could have had a chance. And I'm in the camp of not my fucking responsibility. If you're depressed and you're going through some shit, my responsibility on this platform is to inspire you to get help. I am not the help that you should be seeking. I'm not a mental health professional. And even when I do go back to school, because I've decided that I want to do psychology, even when I go back to school and I become a psychologist, let's say, if I am a mental health professional, I'm not yours. So I'm not responsible to talk you off the ledge. You're not my client. Like, you know what I mean? That's like my mind state. But until then, until even that happens, right now is Tori Franco with no title other than Tori Franco, professional badass, daddy of TikTok, apparently. It's not my job to talk anybody off the ledge other than myself. You know, I just now started being able to talk myself out of panic attacks and talk myself down from anxiety attacks. What makes anybody think that I'm here to talk you out of a suicide attempt? I'm not. I don't claim that, never did claim that responsibility. And so I'm in that camp of we are adults here. If we're not adults, I'm sure you have an adult in your life that is responsible for you. It's not me. So, and that goes for across the board. This is my platform, right? If I want to say fuck 30 times in a row, if that offends you, you're in the wrong place, boo-boo. Go to the Christian Mingle side of TikTok or YouTube. Go to the Bible hugging side of YouTube or TikTok if curse words really offend you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to change who I am or how I am for anybody, and I'm not going to assume responsibility for you on the other side of the camera. That's just not what we're here for. I'm here to spread a positive message, raise awareness about very important issues that will help in the healing process for people. But I am not Jesus Christ. I'm not here to heal you. I am not a guru. This is something that Tony Robbins, who, if you don't know, is a motivational speaker and like, you know, whatever. And he has a whole fucking documentary on Netflix. I don't know if it's still there, but it's called I Am Not Your Guru. Right. Same. I am not your guru. I am not your fucking Jesus Christ. I can only give you the tools that I give. And that's this video, this podcast, some references and resources that you can click. If you're in a crisis situation, I can give you the crisis hotline, lead you. I can't diagnose a fucking mental disorder. And if your son or daughter is in a relationship with a narcissist, I feel for them because I have also been with somebody who has narcissistic tendencies. But that's where it stops. So that's my camp, you know? And I told this person that, and I said, listen, I get it. You spoke out of pocket. You said some things you probably shouldn't have said, but it's nobody's responsibility. Not Rhea's, not mine, not yours. Even if you are, you know, and I feel this way with my friends. I'm here as your support system. I'm here if you need to talk. But I'm not here to fucking Jedi mind trick you into telling me that you're suicidal. If you don't fucking tell me anything, how the fuck am I supposed to know? You know what I'm saying? Like if one of my friends was suicidal and they were genuinely like, I'm going to do it tonight, the best that I could do for my friend again is call 911 and hope the 911 gets there to intervene. I could literally go to their house, knock on the door, and like whatever, but I cannot save them. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a close personal friend. That's the extent of what I can do. I cannot make them unsuicidal. I can only act in that way, right? So if somebody's coming to me on this platform, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and they're like, I'm a complete stranger. I've never spoken to you before in my entire life, but I'm suicidal. I need help. How the fuck am I supposed to know where you live to be able to call the cops on you so that they can come and do a checkup, a wellness check? And if you have hundreds and thousands of people doing this, how am I supposed to sit here and make every single person that type of priority? I can't. It's just impossible. It's just fucking impossible. And it's not fair that people think that way. People feel that way. That's my responsibility. Just because I advocate for mental health awareness, and just because I advocate for suicide prevention awareness, and just because I tell my story about depression and suicidal thoughts and intrusive thoughts and whatever, does not mean that I have now taken on the responsibility of saving your life in that way. That sounds very harsh. I know I sound like a dick, but I'm only one person. I'm only one fucking person, And so I said that to the girl that I was speaking to on the phone. I said, listen, it's not anybody's responsibility. You can't put that on anybody else, even if that's not what you meant. And she was like, I guess, I was talking a little bit out of pocket. Emotions were running high. This person I considered a friend, even though, I burped, even though I'd never met her before, this and that. And like she said, she was like, I obviously probably did say some things that I shouldn't have said, but, but I felt the way that I felt. I had that human reaction again. And so I was like, listen, no bad blood. You know what I mean? There's no bad blood here. I got love for you. I get it, and that's that. And so we got off the phone on good terms. And I went live on Instagram and did a whole hour-long rant about how it's not my fucking responsibility. I am not responsible for adults. I'm not responsible for the choices that adults make. When I was mentally ill and had severe depression and potential, what was the thing that my therapist said? I was not fully agoraphobic because I would leave the house, but potentially agoraphobic, whatever the fuck she said that I was. When I was debilitated by my anxiety and depression, so much so that I couldn't leave the house without having severe panic attacks, just to go out in public, I didn't put that on anybody. It wasn't anybody else's responsibility to find me the help that I needed. I went on my own accord onto my fucking computer, Googled therapists near me, found Psychology Today, typed in my location and my insurance, and found a therapist for myself. And when that therapist didn't work out because she was a twat, see my previous episodes if you don't know. I have detailed accounts of therapists that didn't work. When that therapist didn't work, I took it upon myself again in my depressed state with intrusive thoughts going through my brain. I took it upon myself to go back online and find another therapist, same way that I did before. And when that one didn't work out, I did the same thing. Or I don't know, I just maybe asked around or just was in passing conversation with somebody and was referred by somebody. And I found the third one. And then when my insurance ran out for that third one, and I had to stop seeing him because he didn't take the new insurance that I was on, I asked around again. And I found another fucking therapist. And that's where I'm at right now with my amazing therapist. And guess what? Now I have my therapist. When the shit hits the fan and I'm having a mental fucking breakdown because of whatever, and I need to talk to somebody right away, I don't go on social media and DM Scott D. Henry and ask him for his help. I call my fucking therapist, I text my therapist and say, hey, can we move my appointment up? I need you right now. And she'll say, okay, I'll squeeze you in this half hour here so we can talk about whatever's going on. And that's how you fucking do it. That's how you do it. You know? So that's and it may be a harsh realization, but a realization nonetheless, reality nonetheless. But the lesson in that is, let's not hold grudges. This person had made some comments, not necessarily directed at me, but in that conversation, I had seen people saying like, and Tori too, people brought me into it, you know? So this person basically opened Pandora's box to speak badly about me and people around me, you know what I mean? And the way that I chose to go about it, and will always choose to go about it, is forgiveness and understanding and realizing that we are all human. We all have human responses, and not every human response is rooted in malice. And I think we all have to pick our fucking battles and choose how we are going to react. And when you react like a fucking barbarian, you put more barbarian energy out into the world. And when you react like that, like a fucking idiot, you have no right to then complain about the craziness in this world, because you are fucking adding to it. And that's the truth. When you react in a forgiving, Jesus-like way, where you forgive people for the shit that they do, and you are understanding and you show compassion, you are putting that energy out into the universe, and then you can fucking complain about how crazy people are. You won't, though. I could promise you won't. Why? Because you'll be in a place of compassion and love and gratitude, and you won't see the craziness, because you'll be putting out there craziness. You'll be putting out there compassion and love and beauty, and so you'll be receiving it. And I know you might feel like I've been going off on a tangent, and this makes no sense, but there is a reason for everything, every story that I've been given you today. There's a higher purpose for it. And the higher purpose is, and the common theme in all of these stories is, you and only you have the power to take any shitty situation and turn it around. Take accountability for who you are and what you do and the energy that you bring forth to other people and situations, the energy that you exude in this life. You are responsible for that energy, and whatever energy you're giving out is what you're getting back. So we all have to assess that, right? But we have the power in our lives to take the shit, to take the glucky feelings that we feel sometimes, you know, whether you're fucking getting your period, which, plot twist, spoiler alert, I am getting my period. So that's why I'm a little bit more on edge and agitated lately. You know, if flow could just fucking come, that would be beautiful. But here we are, you know. I'm self-aware enough to know how I get, to understand that that's playing into this whole thing. But also I'm self-aware enough to know that I have the power to take that gooky, icky, disgusting, everybody's fucking pissing me off energy and put some good out into the world. And when you put that good out into the world, whether it's just simply, you know what, I'm feeling shitty today, I'm going to make it a point to smile at somebody, because I don't want it. I don't want anybody else to feel the way that I'm feeling. And when you do that, you create that ripple for yourself. You are the ripple. You know, you are the starting point of the ripple, but you create it. And when you see that you're creating that, it reverberates back to you, if that makes sense. And so that's the depth of the Be the Change challenge. These are the lessons that I've learned genuinely these last couple of weeks. That's not to say that there aren't people out there that are still trying to grab at my energy that need to calm the fuck down. But at the same time, I don't look at that. I don't focus on that. I'm focusing on this podcast, the movement I'm trying to make, the awareness that I'm trying to bring forth, the connections that I'm making that are beautiful and wonderful, the friendships that I'm building with people that I genuinely look up to for the issues that they're advocating for. I'm looking there. I'm looking at yesterday, making that woman's day, or morning even if I just made her morning and then the day continued and she had a, shitty time for whatever reason. Looking at her and seeing the gratitude in her face made me grateful to be here, to be alive, to have the means to just have some little extra cash to give to her. That's because of you guys and the support you're giving me on this journey, So it's literally just this ripple effect, this cycle of beauty that we need to be continuing. But it starts with us. Michael Jackson, however you feel about him, his song Man in the Mirror, when you just take him out of the equation for a second, you got to start with yourself. You have to start with you first, and ask yourself, what energy am I putting out into the universe? And what energy am I getting back? What energy do I want to put out? If the energy that you want to put out is not the energy that you are putting out, then you need to change and bring yourself to that higher vibe. And that's all the more reason for you to take part in the Be the Change challenge. Because I could tell you 100%, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, that you do it once, you do that one pay it forward deed, nice thing once, and it's so fucking addicting that you want to do it again. Like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning, same way I did today, and go look for something to do, whether it's monetarily or helping an old lady cross the street safely, whatever it is. That is what I want to put out there into the universe. And that's what I hope I am. And with that, I hope I inspire you to do the same. And that's that. So if you're having a rough time, if people are really fucking trying you lately, shift that energy by doing something good for somebody else. And make that energy even more meaningful by doing something good for somebody that you wouldn't normally do. Like a person that you wouldn't normally do good for. If you're a Trump supporter, go do something good for somebody that supports fucking Bernie Sanders or Biden or whatever it is, if it's political or, you can literally take it to the most extreme levels. There's no limit to the amount of beauty that you can add into the world just by being you and doing what you do. If you don't have $5 to spare, you have a beautiful smile. Compliment somebody. Just that alone can cause that ripple. And again, we think that in doing that, we're just creating the ripple and we're giving to others and it's causing this chain reaction of events. But that ripple reverberates back to us. That's the flow of energy, When you throw a rock into a lake, the ripple happens, and then the ripple will eventually come back to where it started. You know what I'm saying? I'm ranting now, and I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna sign off. But these are the lessons. These are lessons in life that I think we all need to learn on our own. But I'm sharing them for you so that maybe they can inspire you to, at the very least, open your eyes to the lessons in your life. Open your eyes to the lessons that you could potentially be learning from the difficulties in life sometimes. There's always a lesson in that shit. You just gotta look for it. There's always a silver lining. You just gotta look for it. And sometimes if it's not there, you gotta create it. So there's that. Anyway, I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for listening to me up to this point. The secret word is sleep. If you've listened up to this point, comment the secret word either at the bottom of this video, on a random TikTok of mine, on Instagram, whatever it is. Sleep lets me know that you've listened up to this point. And if you have, then I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Until next time, I love you guys. Peace out, everybody.